Hello there, fellow simmers, and welcome to this review from FlightSim Productions. Great to be back. Nice to see y'all. Alright, today we are taking a look at Chicago Rockford International. This one is near and dear to my heart. We are crossing the Rock River right now and heading over to the main terminal. There are actually 3 terminals in Rockford, and this is it. It's a pretty accurate rendition coming into Rockford, except where the trees are right there, that should be a parking lot. So kind of a missed opportunity there. And down below where the gates are, you have to enter through it's like a toll booth almost. That's fairly accurate, not too bad. And then we get into the structure itself. There are 3 jetways, so I'll be curious to see if the jetways are all 3 there. The front looks pretty accurate. Not too bad. Although I haven't been by the airport as of late. It's probably been about a couple months ago, but there is no interior modeling for this airport, which is fine. I mean, I really very seldom go inside anyway. I think that's a neat bonus, but I don't think it's necessary. There is, I mean, like I said, that's pretty accurate. I'm not sure why they have a school bus in front, though. I mean, obviously there are schools that do take, trips through Rockford, but it's I don't recall ever seeing a school bus there, but then again, that's me. Alright, and then over here is our main gate. Our fence looking out over the runways and such. And if you follow this gate to this next building right here, this is where the TSA is, and where you have to, I think you have to get your ID checked and everything here if you're doing an international trip. Not positive on that one, but that is not modeled correctly at all. That's a building with doors and stuff in it, so that is incorrect. The right place, but incorrect. Then you do have the UPS hub right next door. It is a good sized one too, and that looks pretty accurate. It does have a huge parking lot. And that's going to be shown here pretty soon. I've never seen the UPS vans look like that, but that's okay. Like I say, there is parking all over this area, and that's fairly correct. Here's the main hub itself, where all the sorting and such goes. And this is a large parking lot. And within this parking lot is actually it's the previous parking lot. Or is it this one? Anyway, there's a small building where you can take your packages and pick up packages if you have them waiting for you there, obviously. And it looks like they did not model that, so that's kind of a missed opportunity. That's a point or 2 off right there. And it looks like the cars aren't in the are not properly parked. That's kind of different. Usually they're within the lines, but none of these are. They're all kind of parked at an angle. Interesting. Huh. I've never seen that before. Usually all the cars are where they're supposed to be. Okay, moving on. So now we're going to go take a look at the road that goes into, and right Right directly behind us is like a security thing that you have to go through. This would be going out to Route 2. This building right here would be the employment office, and it says UPS on it. There's a sign out there, and it doesn't look like they have this modeled correctly at all. I don't remember there being solar panels on there, but like I say, it's been probably a month or so, and you don't really pay attention to everything. Yeah, right in there is where the security would be that you would have to go through before getting in to the sorting place. This would be the bridge crossing the Rock River and going out to Route 2 if you were to take a left. Not here. This is actually pretty correct because there are two bridges and there's a trailer park right down in here. So it looks like they do have a trailer down, a couple of trailers. And I do believe there is maybe a house or two on there too. So that's fairly correct. I mean, not really a big deal as far as the scenery goes. And then you cross this other bridge. And again, this is still the Rock River. And that's correct. Try not to go over the bridge. And if you were to turn left here, this would be Route 2. And on your right would be a small little strip mall and a gas station. And those are not modeled, which is fine. I only care about the airport itself. So we cross the bridge, go back to the airport, and let's see what else we got. Other than cars parked incorrectly in the stalls or in the yellow lines. Would be nice if they would have done that part. So if you're going out on this road here, I forget what this road is called. I better not say, I don't want to give any false information, but this is actually correct. They do have this little, I think it's for wildlife. I think they have to have it for wildlife or something like that, and a lot of times there's geese there. Now Rockford, not sure if you knew this, but is also an Amazon Prime hub. It's not huge by any means, but there is a lot of product that does come through here. And that would be the Amazon hub. I've never seen FedEx parked there, but I can't really say one way or the other if they ever do. Usually it's just all Amazon Prime planes. I mean, I don't know, and I've never seen UPS parked there. They're always parked over at the UPS area. But these are all FedEx, and they should be Amazon Prime. That's kind of a miss. Especially with the UPS plane being there. Yeah. Kind of a miss. The building itself, the colors are okay. I mean, I don't recall these overhangs in the garages, but are for parking, or maybe that's for their stuff that they use. But I don't get that way too often. I know this road here, if you stay on it, can take you to Stillman Valley. Notice I did say can. You gotta know when to turn. Actually, when not to turn. And it will take you in there. And now we're getting to the runways themselves. Runway 7. Pretty accurate, and they do have dynamic windsocks, which is pretty cool. So if you're landing on runway 7, you get to go by the Amazon place, and you get to go by UPS. And actually, it almost looks like runway 7 is on a hill too, and it looks pretty
Allegiant
flat.
2891 taxi to gate for via taxiway Alpha.
Used to go to air shows here back in the day, and then
Taxi to
of
gate 4
course
using taxiway Alpha
they
allegiance
canceled the air shows.
28901.
The airport itself used to be not dormant, but it was not really majorly busy, and now it's really a busy airport, especially for its size. And there is a lot of land. Okay, so now we are going across the whole spiel, and I don't think that there's a FedEx place there, but again, I could be wrong. I never really got back into this area because it's off the main road. I'm thinking that might be correct. The Pratt and Whitney. But I don't think the building looks like that. Again, I could be wrong. What I should do is take a trip around the airport and just video it, see what's correct and what isn't. Now, a few years ago there was a plane crash here, a tragic plane crash, and the pilot died. There was only one person on board, and it would have kind of been in this area. There's another windsock, accurate, I guess. And you get over here, and I don't recall ever seeing dirt. Maybe it's supposed to be sand piled up for the plows in the wintertime. Possible. There are several buildings around the airport itself, like there usually is, but there's no strip malls or anything like that, as it's going to show here a little bit, because I have kind of went through the scenery to see what's going on with it, to see how accurate it is, and you know, it's okay for the most part. Might be a little bit much for $14. It's $13.99 plus some tax on there. Good old Illinois, they love your money. This area, again, it's one of those I can't really say exists or doesn't exist because I've never been back there. But it looks like that's where they keep the icers. And that's where they keep the big plows and such. That's kind of funny. It used to be Rockford Airport just did not take care of their stuff. Their airport itself, the grass was like a foot high, and I am not kidding when I say that. It's just terrible. So here we are. This is, I believe, Falcon Road, supposedly. And there's not a building that looks like that, to my recollection. Over here would be where they keep all the maintenance stuff, and I'm not sure if they keep the plows and stuff in there as well or not. I can't say. And this is the tower, and the tower looks pretty accurate. Looks really good. There's a fence that you have to go through in order to get into the tower, which has not been modeled. And at the end of this parking lot is a basketball hoop, which would have been kind of cool if they would have added that. That would have been a nice little touch. But that was not added either, and I'm not sure if this is kind of a work in progress still. So hopefully when they see this, they'll kind of either revisit it, or I'll even go out and take video or pictures of it so they can really update it to make it look nice. But that looks pretty accurate. It is a small tower. I'm not exactly sure how the modelers did this. And It actually slipped my mind who they were. Let me do a little check-in on this. Okay, the developers of this is MSFS Scenery Builders, and I got this on Marketplace for $13.99. And like I say, you got your tax added on it. It was like under $14.50, I believe. This strip mall doesn't exist. Not sure why they put that in there. It'd be better just to put a generic building than something that doesn't even exist. The stores, they don't exist in this area. Not that I know of. So those are all fictitious. Those are all I almost said a naughty word. Those are all not, they don't exist. And the road itself is not gravel. It is pavement. This building, although it does look similar, does not have solar panels on it. And I'm not sure why they're adding solar panels to things. That doesn't make any sense. Because you can't really make it modern or anything by adding solar panels, because it just doesn't exist. This is accurate. Right around the corner here, and south of that, actually it was south of the towers where the plane crash was. But that's accurate there. This building again with the solar panels, I don't understand why they did that. There's a little off-road here like that, and it does go to some businesses. This place here is really cool. They always have cool airplanes that they work on, and I forget what they're called. I can see their logo plain as day, but I can't read it, I guess. And there are some buildings throughout here. There's a hangar. Well, actually, I think it's a hangar slash business that they have I think it's a Russian jet fighter that they fly. I think it's Russian. Not 100% sure. It's either Russian maybe or Chinese. Something like that. And as far as the helicopters go, I don't recall seeing that, but I have never been back in there, so I could be incorrect on that. They're modeled nicely, but I don't know if Bell has a helicopter site there. They might. So off we go. This place here, Landmark Aviation. Not sure if that exists or not. If it does, I think that used to be an Avery building. I'm not sure if Landmark exists. Maybe I should take a run out by the airport and verify. I probably won't. It's out of my way. I used to go by the airport every day. This is the hangars where all the private pilots keep their planes. That's accurate. And over in this area, when they used to have the air shows, where they kept the F-22. And those are accurate. Those big fuel tanks, those are accurate. This here is not accurate. I certainly don't recall that. But those are accurate, the fuel tanks. And now we're getting back out to Falcon Road. This building does not exist. Well, that could be a huge... It used to be a huge factory, and now it's not in the greatest of shape, and it's kind of fallen apart, to be honest, but there are a few different businesses in it still. So I can give them that. Yeah, you know what? I think that is pretty accurate. And then we're kind of back out here. These buildings don't exist. To the best of my knowledge, these buildings do not exist. This would be your I-39 or I-90 bridges. I don't know. I don't think that building exists. Or those buildings just slightly off to the right there that was shown. It would be nice if they would have included the signage on there, but I can definitely see where that would be a pain. And then we're back at the airport. That roundabout does exist. I've been around that thing a bazillion times. And this place here used to be called Caney Aviation, I believe. And they used to always have something going on there funky. At one time, their doors had a big circle in it so that it could close around the larger jets. And back in here would be a lot of manufacturing businesses. And not a strip mall. It does kind of bother me when developers just throw stuff in there to throw stuff in there to fill it up. It's like these places do not exist, so don't put them in there. At best, just leave it a generic building. And there's fencing, of course, throughout all of this that's not on there. And there are a few different buildings that look like that are there. The Beechcraft building definitely exists. And I have seen some big boys parked out there. Now there are 747s, there's all sorts of different aircraft that do land at Rockford Airport. In fact, when they had the air shows, they used to have the B-52s that would come in, but they would have to take up some of the runway lights so that the B-52s could land. But it's one of the fewer airports where they could land at in this area. Once in a while, Rockford will get a little bit of the Chicago O'Hare traffic overflow. So it's not surprising to maybe see a British airline here. And they do work on a lot of planes. One time the New England Patriots 767 was here. And they were doing some work on that. So Rockford Airport is really cool. It's small, but yet it's got everything that you need in an airport. Plenty of space, plenty of land, plenty of runway. And with that, I'm going to give this airport probably a 6 out of 10. There's so many other things that they could have done to really make it nice, and I'm hoping that this is an ongoing project, and they are going to do that. Until next time, this is FlightSim Productions. Keep your head in the clouds. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Alright, now, go keep your head in the clouds.